In this video, we'd like to give you a look at a couple of new features that we've developed for the Kipware SketchPad. They involve the element editing features, and they are a trim function and a filleting function. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to quickly create a drawing. Going to draw a couple of lines out into space. Then we're going to trim them, and then we're going to fillet them. So I'm going to start with a line in this direction. I'm just going to make a polar line. Let's say I started at 1 and 1. Let's say the angle of the line is 330 degrees and the length of the line is 10 inches. So here's our line. We've just got it someplace out in space. Now I'm going to draw a line going in this direction, and again I'm going to make it a polar line. I'm going to start somewhere 3 inches minus 2 inches and 250. Let's say the angle of the line is going to be 100 degrees, which is 10 degrees off the 90 degrees. And again, we're going to go 10 inches. So now we've got our two lines. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim them here and then put a fillet in there. So what we do is, most of the SketchPad functions is we define the elements through the element list box. So we define element 1 and element 2. In this case, we're going to define this as element 1 and this one as element 2. And then basically just hit the trim button. Software will go through and trim the element and then manage the element list box and the coordinates of those two elements. And now what we can do is we can fillet it. So here's a place on the SketchPad main page where you can put the element edit value, and that can be an offset, or it could be the fillet, or it can going to be able to input other things as we continue to develop the software. But right now, here's where you would input the radius that you want between these two lines. And again, we'll designate this one as element number 1, and this one here as element number 2. And then basically just hit the fillet, and now we've got our 1/4 inch fillet between the two. If you haven't watched any previous videos, we've got some new functions available that have already been released. One of them is the selection where the mouse button comes into play, and what you can do basically is just to roll the mouse over the element list, and it gives you out on the screen, it'll show you which element is going to be highlighted. And you can turn that off either by double clicking in the box that turns it off and on, or you can use the button up in here to turn it off and on. We also have the hide and show element feature, which takes the box away basically to give you more screen space, so you don't have to look at the element list. Basically, you can bring it back just with the eyeglass menu option. So let's look at some of the new features in the SketchPad. We're continuing to grow the SketchPad, trying to make it somewhat of a similar to a CAD package, but easier to operate. And we think that this trim and this fillet option gives you some good options to create drawings inside the SketchPad. Thanks again for your interest, and if you have any questions, you can visit our website at kentechinc.com. That's KENTECHINC.com.